to show you how our email forwarding app GMonitor works. Basically, we have a PHP script hosted in our fhbmachine.com website, and we have set up a cron here which runs that application once in a minute. Here it is. So basically, we don't have to do anything with this cron. I just have it set up here, so it will be running automatically. Just letting you know that a cron or a schedule is set up here, which runs our application automatically once every minute. So what does that application do? We already know. We know what we have developed. Again, it is you know reading some inboxes and customizing them based on our rules and send them back to sends to some other defined emails. So that's the thing. I don't think we need to discuss about the PHP scripts because we literally don't have anything to do with that when we are using the application. So straight I will go to the desktop application which we have developed to customize the settings um, for the application running in the server. So I'm running the application from my IDE. After a splash screen, you will see this tiny control panel. We basically have three main screens to manage, and there is one more screen we will be seeing which is under lead receivers. So let's see what is lead receivers. Let's click on it and another window opens up. Basically this is the screen from where we manage all the initial lead receivers. Okay, we enter the email IDs which we expect to receive emails. Okay, here I have only one email ID which is pearlygatesurp@gmail.com. This is the initial email recipient. I'm giving the password here and I have checked active. Active is checked means I'm asking our web application to use this email ID, uh, just not to neglect it. Okay, if you uncheck the active button and you update the record, the application will do monitor all other lead receivers inbox but not this one. So you have to be careful about this checkbox. Here you can see we have SendGrid user and SendGrid password. This is used when our web application completes customizing an email and it needs to send it to the final recipient. Here our final recipient is sparrowmtm@gmail.com. So the bottom line is pearlygatesur@gmail.com is being monitored by our web application, and once a new mail has come and passed through by all the conditions we give, it customizes the application and sends to sparrowmtm@gmail.com via SendGrid with these credentials. Now, if you want to, edit a record, you just have to click on a row in the grid, and the record will go to update mode, and you will see all the fields filled here. So you just have to change values and click update. If you want to add a new initial recipient that is used to send mail to by lead senders, so you just have to click new and fill all the fields and click save. That will add a new record here. So this is the only lead receiver here I have, and you can delete it. You can add as many as lead receivers you want. So don't not to be confused. These email IDs are the initial receivers who are expecting emails from lead senders. Okay, now we should point some lead senders, or I can say we can connect some lead senders to each lead receiver. If you want to do that, just click on a row and click lead senders. In this screen, you are seeing that we have some lead senders here. I already added them. So the screen is saying lead senders for recipient pearlygatesurp@gmail.com. In the previous screen, we have seen that this is our leads receiver. This receiver is expecting leads from these guys. Okay, like the previous screen, you can click on a row, you can edit it, or you can click on new button and add a new email ID. And like the previous screen, we have an active button here too. We have a field for code. You already know what is this code for. This code is used in the final message, just in case you need to find out who was the original sender of this email. So these lead senders are basically the child records of this lead receiver. So you definitely now understand that you can have multiple lead receivers who can have, each of them can have a lot of lead senders connected. Okay, like pearlygatesurp@gmail.com has, I think, 7, let's wait, yes, 7 lead senders. Okay, so these informations are very useful for our web application. When our web application is in monitor mode, it's always working based on these conditions. Okay, let me close this screen and I will go to find and replace strings, and after that we will go to forwarding rules. I should say something here, that find and replace strings screen and forwarding rules, these two screens actually hold some records which are applied for all the lead receivers. That means if you have 10 initial receivers, they can have a lot of lead senders, but all these receivers, initial lead receivers, uh, will receive a lot of emails, and this find replace strings and forwarding rules are applied to all the emails. Each and every emails will be affected by this find replace strings and forwarding rules. Okay, doesn't matter which receiver, doesn't matter who sends mail. So we have to configure find and replace strings values and forwarding rules values properly. Let me get into find replace strings. This is a tiny screen where you will see there are 15 records we have, and we already know what this find replace thing works. Here I clicked on the first row. It's saying you have received a new lead and I have nothing in replace with field. That means if uh, any incoming email contains you have received a new lead in subject or body, our web application will replace it with nothing, because here we have nothing in replace with. Okay, and we have a checkbox here saying replace with whole word. This is a little bit tricky to understand what is replace with whole word. Let's say I have an example here. Let's say a mail comes with a link like this: https colon double slash www.myfinesthomes.com blah blah blah. Now this link can be dynamic. Okay, these numbers and these parameters, there is a lot of thing comes with an URL, and that definitely can be dynamic, but always we may see that some part of the URL is static, like the main domain name, my finest homes here. So if you want to replace the whole URL with nothing or something, you just mention in our application, you just click on this replace with whole word. That means by this checkbox we are asking the application to replace the whole string with nothing or something if this given value, let's say here we have finesthomes.com or something, whatever. So we are asking the application if a word contains this substring in it, then replace the whole word, doesn't matter how long it is, with this one. Okay. Usually what happens when we do replace, if we don't check this, what happens? Our application reads the whole message or subject, and if it finds any instance of finest homes, it just replaces only that part to this given value, replace it. Okay. So there is a distinct difference. If we replace with whole word, it will replace a complete sentence, complete word which contains a substring, this substring. Okay, but if you don't check this, it will replace it with this given value if it is found in the whole message. It doesn't matter how many times it comes, or it can be in email subject also. So this is the you know purpose of this checkbox. Okay, if you don't understand this, I will give you some more examples later. So it is this screen, we are just managing only this find and replace strings. So you have to be a little bit careful what you are giving as string to find and replace with. I have to I should mention something here, that this replace with whole word conditions are executed first in our application. Okay, so once it completes replacing with whole word by a given substring like this one, expert home offers, it will replace with the other ones. Okay, so just not to worry about this. This is not very hard. It just works like simple find replace, but you just have to a little bit careful and sure what we are doing here, because if you make any mistake here, the output of the final mail will be wrong. Okay, I'm going to forwarding rules. In the first screen we have seen lead receivers. Here I will show you something again. Internet speed is really bad. Okay, it is here. So you are seeing that this guy is expecting emails from lead senders, and our application will send the customized email to sparrowmtm@gmail.com, right? But what happens, as you have given me the condition, if we want to send the final mail to some other email ID, if then we have to do something, right? We have to place some condition somewhere. So this is the reason we have developed another screen. There, this email ID will be overridden by some given, substring, okay, or I can say keyword forwarding rules. Here we have Ohio as the. It is saying if mail subject or body contains Ohio, then send mail to this email ID. So this email ID money is honey will be used in place of a sparrow MTM if this condition is met in a specific, in any incoming email. Okay, so it doesn't matter what is the recipient at Podio is defined with the initial lead receiver. It will be actually sent to this email ID if this condition is met in subject or body. Okay, this is I think this thing we have discussed yesterday, and I have tested these things um, a lot of times, and it is working nicely actually. I have used my own email IDs, and it should also be working there. But I should also mention that the lead receivers, doesn't matter how many we are using, they should be coming from Gmail, because in our web application we are using Gmail's IMAP server. It is hard coded there, and also we need SendGrid user to ensure that our final mail sending does not fail and it works in real time. Okay, maybe when our application gets stable and we don't have any issues, we will avoid to use SendGrid or Gmail to receive initial mails. So that's the thing for now. I'm not going to show any example here how the application is working in real time, because in practical we will be working together for the first time to customize things and do some tests. Okay, so that's all for now. Thank you very much.